In this video, I'm going to show you 9 ways to take care of your mental health during the holiday season. Check this out. The first thing you want to do is plan ahead, because when you don't plan ahead, you get overwhelmed. There's so many events, so many things that can double book. And first thing you can do is things like a to-do list. Write things down of things that need to be done. You can use a simple hack like Google Calendar. Google Calendar, it's a simple way to track down what you need to get done, especially during the holiday season. Mark down specific days that you want to tackle your holiday shopping, your cleaning, and all the events. This will prevent double booking. And double booking, I know some people feel overwhelmed that they're not going to be able to make it to a certain event, but you have to put yourself first. And this is one simple thing I use, especially with my YouTube channel. I started using Google Calendar and it was like night and day. I started scheduling my filming, my scripting, my video editing, my research, and even time to write my book as well. And when I did that, I noticed I did more in 1 week than I did in the last 2 to 3 months, just because I was so organized with my time. And the last 2 to 3 months, I was feeling overwhelmed, doing so many things at one time. So if you think about that during the holidays, when you do that in the holidays, you're saying yes to everything. You're saying yes to parties, you're saying yes to hosting, you're gotta invite here and there. And if you don't have a plan and what you're gonna do for that week during the holidays, at the end of the holiday season, you just feel spent. You just feel drained and tired. So that is one hack to do, is especially with your mental health, is to plan ahead. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get more videos like this. It really helps with the algorithms to get more of these videos out to people, to brighten their mind, to brighten their life, and brighten their world. Comment below what techniques you use to help brighten your mind or help with your mental health during the holiday season. I'd love to hear.
Bella, you ready for the holidays? You ready for the holidays? Oh, you are!
It's snowing. We might have a white Christmas after all. Next is to relax and recharge. On top of planning ahead and planning your whole week, your whole holidays, you have to plan days that you can recharge and take care of yourself and relax. I can't tell you how many people after the holidays, when I'm at work, they come in and I ask them, how were your holidays? And many of them say, I feel drained. I feel overwhelmed. I got sick. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just felt overbooked. I was doing too many things. I went to so many events and it lowered their immune system. And a few of them actually came in tired, like working in a corporate environment. You should be able to have those weeks off or those few days off to just relax. But a lot of them come in feeling overwhelmed and drained. It's because they said yes to too many events. They maybe overspent. They didn't feel like they took care of themselves and they didn't rest. They didn't relax. And they said yes to everything. They didn't set boundaries and things like that. They didn't say no to certain things and they didn't want to do. So that's another big thing, is you want to relax and recharge. You want to do that for yourself, because the more you do that for yourself, the more you'll be able to recharge and go to these events and things you need to do. Do small things like go outside and walk with your dog, go read a book, meditate. Like, it can even just be half a day if you really have no time. Spend that half a day on you. Go shopping if you want, just for you. Go walking outside in the sun. And if it's cold, like bundle up even just for 10 minutes a day. Getting those negative ions will help to start bring your energy up, your immune system up, and your mental health in check, because you got to start putting yourself first. Because you got to put yourself first as well during the holidays. I know the holidays is all about giving, 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 but in order for you to give to others, you got to also give to yourself.
Bella, Bella, boo. Are you our Christmas gift? You're like our gift every day.
Next is to create a budget, because when you don't create a budget during the holiday season, it can affect your mental health and your stress levels. The reason is because if you don't create a budget on the gifts you want to buy, the events you want to spend money on, that dress, that things like that, you can feel pressure. It can feel like financial pressure because you're trying to keep up with what everyone else is doing, bombarded with the masses of spend, 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 spend. But in actuality, you just got to focus on you and your well-being. One way is to like make a gift, is to like bake, and having that intention of like giving something that meaningful for you that you actually created can actually have a positive impact rather than just giving a material thing that might not mean anything at all. And the reason why it's so powerful is because this prevents a thing called what they call January blues. And January blues is not only just about feeling emotional distress and, because there's like less light during that time and the season. It actually has a big impact on overspending the month before in December. And when you feel financial stress, it will go into your new year. And when you send that attention for that new year without you realizing, it will affect your year and the way you spend the following year. This is why it's really good to create a budget. Like myself, my wife and I, we do have a budget when it comes to like specific spending and specific gifts we want to spend during that time of season. And other things we do is just like, we give the gift of experiences and things like that. It keeps us like our mental health in check. We're just more relaxed during the holiday season. There's no pressure. And when you have that freedom of just relaxedness, you don't have to worry about overspending and spending like others. And they did a study, like they start playing that Christmas music in like October, right after Thanksgiving, and November, and like after Thanksgiving. And that triggers something in you to be like, oh, it's holiday season, gotta buy. And when you pick that up, you're picking it from the masses to like buy, without you realizing, do I need to really buy all this stuff for everyone? So you really have to think about that as well. Remember, the holidays are not just about material gifts. The gifts during the holidays, the number one thing should be your loved ones, being around your loved ones, the gift of those relationships, the gift of the love that they give, being able to actually be around them. And being around them during the holidays, because maybe you haven't seen them all year round. It's not about the material gifts. It's about you and your loved ones and being together during this time. And when it comes to creating a budget, I have here my wife who's like our numbers girl. And if you want to hear more with her, you can have a specific video on creating a budget. She's just really good at numbers. So what do you think, wifey, on creating a budget during the holidays?
Well, it's very vague, but I think creating a budget is a year-round thing, and it's a not just short-term but long-term goal. But for the holidays, at least, figure out how much you have to spend, whether it's on gifts and entertainment, and really try to fall within that. But then you have to be responsible and making sure you're able to pay your bills first, right? Because in the end of the day, Christmas season is fun, but it's secondary, it's entertainment, and you can't really buy into the Hallmark holidays. So only if and when you have enough for extra entertainment is when you should really buy gifts. And if you're low on dough, just honestly make them. People appreciate that more than just, going to the store and spending like $50 on something when you can spend $5 on crafts, make it worth it. People appreciate it more. But yeah, awesome. Budget is a very, very detailed thing, and you can't be vague about it. But if you're vague, then just make sure you have the money. If you don't, then pass on it.
Wow, I did not expect that. She's like really good with like this knowledge. While I was taking a video, I was like shaking my head like, wow, that's really good. And she even said a lot of the points that I just mentioned earlier. So funny. My wife was like so shy in that video. I think she did amazing. Didn't you guys think? Want another way to raise your vibration and keep your mental health in check during the holiday season? Click the link below for my free course, Bright in Mind Blueprint. It'll teach you simple 5-step ways to help feel good, feel more calm, and feel better during the holiday season. Click the link below now. Next is to set boundaries. You have to learn to say no and put yourself first. When you're setting boundaries, it's like you putting yourself in a place where you're okay to say no and not double book and not feel that financial pressure and not feel like you have to be around things like this. Because setting boundaries, especially during the holidays, it can be really tough. They've done studies where holidays, the reason why it can be very mentally draining for people, and you gotta watch out, you gotta take care of your mental health, is because there's the financial pressure, there's going to all these events, seeing toxic family members or friends that you don't want to see. And it could be really tough because you're doing this for people in your life. You're not doing it for yourself. You want to get out of that mindset of FOMO, fear of missing out. Be in a mindset of JOMO, like my wife, joy of missing out. And when you're in that mindset, it's more freeing, it's more calming, and you're okay to say no. And when you say no to these events, it's totally fine. Like if you can't meet with your friend during this season, during this holiday season, meet in the new year. Pick a date just to have friends and family, just to have time with them, or pick another date within the holiday season. And that's totally fine if you just set those boundaries. I know some people feel that pressure to be around them during the holiday season, but it's not just the holiday season where you can be spreading so much love and joy to other people. It should be all year round. You should be able to just spend that even if it's in January. That's like my wife and I. If we can't go to an event or a certain family friends we can't meet, we ask, like, can we meet another day or maybe sometime in the new year? And you feel like less pressure. And when you set boundaries, you are respecting not just yourself, but you're respecting the other person's time. Because let's say, for example, you didn't set that boundary and you said, you know what, I'm double booked this day, but yes, I'm just gonna say yes because I feel bad. I'm gonna say yes that I can go, even though I'm gonna feel rushed at my other party because it's double booked, but I'm gonna try to make both. And then last minute, 5 minutes, you're having so much fun at this first party and you say, I can't make it. You send that message to your loved one or family or friends and say, I can't make it to this event last minute. How do you think they'll feel? I mean, like, first you said yes, and then all of a sudden, just 5 minutes before you're supposed to be there at the time, you say no. So that's what I mean. Boundaries is so good. Boundaries, like, one thing that I learned in 2023. Setting boundaries completely changes your life. Next is to acknowledge your feelings during this holiday season. It's normal to feel negative feelings during this holiday season. Feelings like sadness and grief and loneliness, especially since the holiday season can bring up some feelings. Feelings of lack of time, financial pressure, gift giving, hosting, attending events, family gatherings, friend gatherings with toxic family members or toxic friends of friends. Basically, you just have such a high expectation during the holidays, and a lot of people feel that. There was even a study done by the National Alliance that when it came to people's mental health during the holiday season, it got worse by 64% during the holiday season. This is why you got to set things like boundaries. You got to plan ahead. You got to have a budget. All these tips in these videos will help you keep that in line and help keep your mental health in check. You shouldn't have to feel that financial pressure to spend like other people are spending. You shouldn't have to go to every single event if you're feeling overwhelmed and double booked. You should be able to say no to these things. And that's why you should be planning ahead and things like that, because what creates those negative emotions is the feeling of financial pressure, overspending, the feeling of saying yes to everything when you want to say no, the feeling that you have to give gifts when you don't feel like you really need to, when the gift should be like being around the people during the holidays, the feeling of having that anxiety of going to family parties when you don't want to go, or going to a friend's party where you know deep down inside it doesn't feel good. That's what causes these negative emotions during the holidays, and you want to avoid that and put yourself first. And by doing all these steps, you're going to get that in line with your mental health. Next is to stay connected. Stay connected to loved ones. Stay connected to close friends, close family. This helps prevent loneliness during the holiday season. You can stay connected through things like email, text, even FaceTime and video calling, especially if you're living in another country. You want to stay connected with those that you love, because when you stay connected, you'll feel less down during the holiday seasons. And yes, I talk about events and saying no to things like that, but it doesn't mean you can't stay connected. Send a close friend a Christmas card. Make them feel loved. Make them feel love from far away. Another thing you can do is volunteer during the holiday season. When you volunteer, you start to feel different feelings, because when you see people who don't have things that you have in your life that you might take for granted, you're more grateful. You're more putting yourself in a more appreciative state. That removes the feeling of loneliness and all those negative emotions. That's why that's a good way to stay connected. And another way, when you volunteer, you can get a group of friends and family together and you stay connected together. And you guys are all, when you're all volunteering, you have that feeling of appreciation and you guys are all feeling good together. And that's like a hack, is like volunteering, especially with friends and loved ones. Just stay connected. Next is to be realistic. Knowing that the holiday won't be perfect, it removes that expectation that things have to go the way that as planned. It has to go the way you want it. When you expect everything to be perfect, that just causes unnecessary stress and annoyance, because you want the specific food you want the specific time. You want people to dress in a specific way. You want the TV to be on a certain channel during when people are over at your house, but things cannot be perfect, and you got to be realistic about that. Be flexible and more open-minded about plans changing and people unable to make your event. Or if you're not even able to make that event, it's you setting that boundary. Like if you really can't make that event and it's double booked, don't try to rush yourself in one event and go do the next and then cancel last minute. That'll just make things worse. Instead, celebrate the simple fact that you're actually on holiday season and you get to take this time off and recharge and spend time and relax and recharge by setting boundaries. Focus on things like that because things in life, they don't work out as planned. And when you feel like you have to be perfect all the time when it comes to like events, gifts that you give, parties, what you wear, you can't be perfect. You just go with the flow and just know that this is the holiday season. Put yourself first for once and just know that things will all work out. Next is to challenge your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. If you're experiencing negative thoughts or negative emotions or negative feelings, confront the way you are feeling. Because if you don't confront them, you're going to overindulge in alcohol. You're going to overindulge in spending and feeling financial pressure that you have to spend this money because everyone else is spending the money. You're going to overindulge in like eating because you have that unnecessary anxiety and overwhelm because you are feeling this way. And instead of confronting it, you're masking it with these outside external factors when in reality, if you confront them and say, you know what, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling like I'm overspending, I'm feeling financial pressure, like confront that because if you confront that, you might be able to help change yourself in changing the decision you make. Like, do you need to spend those extra dollars on hosting this party to impress people that you might not even like? So you really want to really confront those negative emotions. Instead, be real with yourself. Set those boundaries because if you don't set those boundaries, that's what also causes you to mask this pressure that you have to have, financial pressure that you have to spend all this money and be around people that you may not even like to be around. When in reality, you just want to relax and spend time with a small group of people and just relax and recharge during this holiday season. So you really want to confront those negative emotions. And finally, the last and most important is to practice gratitude and appreciation, especially during the holiday season. Doing this one simple act of feeling grateful, appreciation, thankfulness has such amazing impact on your mental health and your life. If you watch my video up here, the benefits of being grateful, it really dives in deep into why this simple act, like smiling, it's such a simple thing to do. Not many people do it, but it's such a simple thing to do that completely change your life. There's something about being grateful, about noticing what you have in your life and about being more appreciative that changes your mood and your energy, and that helps you feel that what's around you is what matters the most. It's not these like material gifts that you're getting. It's actually the gift of giving. It's the actual gift of someone thinking about you. When you think about it, it's because someone thought about you. It's not the actual material thing that you receive. And being grateful for just life and being grateful for the loved ones in your life, your family, your friends, your close family, your close friends, your pets, like that is the real gift during the holiday season. You might not even see these people all year, but you have that time with them during this holiday season, and it's not just about the gifts. This will also help you realize that the holidays are not just about material gift giving. It's the gift of time that people get to spend with you. It's the gift of time that you get to spend with them, and it makes you realize just how appreciative you have all this like love and joy in your life. I think that's the reason why a lot of people feel so like negative during the holiday season is they don't remember that the holiday season, like Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving, yes, and like holiday seasons here and there, but we have all year to be grateful. We have all year to like, in Valentine's Day, for example, we have all year to like love our spouse, and Christmas time, we have all year to be happy and be joyful. That's what prevents the January blues. It's like you have to be grateful. Like it's not just each season. You have to have it like every single month of your life. It's not just about this one month. And that's why I say like, it's okay. Sometimes you get negative emotions and like you do need that contrast, but don't stay with that contrast. You want to just focus your attention as like, oh, this is what I'm feeling. And one way to get out of that negative emotion and like that contrast is gratitude, is appreciation, and is thankfulness. Thanks for watching my video. Have a happy holidays. Make sure you take care of your mental health, because without your mental health and without your well-being, you're going to be drained for next season. So make sure that you do. And if you want more ways to increase your vibration during the holidays, watch my playlist up here, how to increase your vibration. See you on the next video.